So welcome to Brenny's channel.
It's about 9 a.m. I just finished my breakfast at this hostel. The night before, I arrived in San Diego, and I went to meet with my friend Danny, who just happened to be in San Diego while I was here. I've known Danny for 7 years. He is Shanghainese. He's Chinese, but he's from Shanghai. Since Danny is Chinese, he volunteers at this hostel, and in return, because he doesn't have a work permit, he gets to stay here for free, but he cannot be paid. And actually, there's a lot of people who work in this hostel. It's called Gaslamp Hostel, who are not from the US. They're from Europe, they're from South America. So I thought that was really cool, and I got to meet some people my age there. So the first night we went out to this club together. We did some KTV or karaoke, and in the US it's karaoke, in China it's a bit different. And then I just spent one night at this hostel just to say hi to my friend Danny. But the other nights I had my own hotel, and my parents are staying in a different hotel, which in another video I will show you guys. And back to the morning where I made my own breakfast in the hostel, which was included. A lot of the hotels in San Diego, you have to pay for breakfast. So this hostel is a great price if you guys are younger, if you don't mind sharing a room. They also have private rooms for around 100 or 120 a night. So I had a shared room with 6 people, but because I know Danny, you guys make some friends abroad, and it was Wednesday, I got the room to myself. And cut back to me walking outside in San Diego on this fine morning. But right now I'm walking out on 5th Street of San Diego. The architecture here is much older, reminds me of like 1900s. To walk to this grocery store is about 2 blocks, like 5 minutes. I'm gonna buy some basics. Everyone has been saying, like all the taxi drivers are saying how San Diego is so safe. So I'm trying to feel comfortable walking outside. Today's plan is to go on a trolley. Since we were staying in a hotel on Coronado Island, we got picked up for the trolley across the bar called Mr. P's on Coronado Island. My parents bought the tickets there. It was about 50 USD per person. The trolley lasts around 2 hours and takes you around all the touristy areas in San Diego. Besides La Jolla. La Jolla is a really cool area, but we didn't go there, and that's probably because it's about a 20-25 minute drive. So a different video, I will show you guys La Jolla, and I'll also show you Coronado Island, because these are my 2 favorite places in San Diego that I suggest you guys check out. The trolley goes in a full circle, so if you stay on the trolley the whole time, you will go back to where you were picked up, and you don't need to worry about getting home again. But if you want to be stopped at a different area, then you can also get off the trolley. However, they might not let you back on because your ticket is only valid for 2 hours. That's just the rule of this trolley. It is a touristy trolley, which I didn't realize. So the guide is talking the whole time. For me, this was a little bit annoying. I like a little bit of peace and quiet. But they did share some interesting facts, which I'm going to share with you guys right now about the history of San Diego. Fun fact number 1 is actually about YouTube. The very first YouTube video was filmed at the San Diego Zoo. I thought that was interesting. This zoo is also one of the most famous zoos in the US. Another fun fact is that palm trees are not native to California. They were actually brought from Australia from this woman who's quite famous in San Diego. Her name is Kate. Unlike the tour guides, I'm not going to talk the whole time. So now we're entering Little Italy. Later you'll see a little bit of the old town San Diego. The Whaley House is still considered one of the most haunted houses within the US. So if you guys love a haunted house or you want some kind of ghost tour and you're in San Diego, definitely do this. If you do the tour, you get you just pay $4 to go into the Whaley House because you already paid for the tour. But if you don't do the tour, Then it's around 13 or 14 USD to do the Whaley House tour. Just some history about the house. The house was constructed by a man named Thomas Whaley. Thomas Whaley is originally from New York City. He built the two-story house in the year 1857. Thomas Whaley bought the land, which before he bought the land, he knew there was a hanging that happened here. He knew that. He built his home here, and supposedly his family heard things, ghostly things, that went on in the house before his family history and other history. So let's get into that. Once he moved in, within 2 years, Thomas and his wife Anna had 3 children that they raised and had in this home. Their names were Francis, Thomas Jr., and Anna. Why don't we have Jr. for women? Anna Jr., Anna Amelia. What a beautiful name. However, sadly, their second child, Thomas Jr., died at the age of 18 months due to scarlet fever. And then, pretty soon after his son's death, Thomas's store was burnt down, which is just tragic. I cannot imagine, that year for Thomas and his family. There's a lot of trauma in this area. So Thomas and his wife took their other 2 children. They moved to San Francisco, where they had 3 more children. However, in San Francisco, there was a really bad earthquake during this time, and it forced the Whaley family to move back to their original home in San Diego. The tragedy for this family doesn't stop there. One of the children they had in San Francisco, Violet, killed herself with a shotgun in the back of the house in the shed. The reason she killed herself was due to a failed marriage. I cannot imagine the grief this family is feeling. I just feel like to live in the 1800s, early 1900s is just so hard. And, my heart goes out to them. This is a scary, haunted story. I have to remember that when I tell these stories, these are real people's lives. It's not just a story. The father must have heard the gunshot from his daughter, and he ran back. He found his daughter. She was still alive, but she was obviously going to die. The father brought her into the house, where she lived for 15 more minutes, and unfortunately she passed away to her self-inflicted shot wound inside the Whaley house. So here we have a death in the house, a traumatic death. They say when people die traumatically or unexpectedly that it can lead to hauntings. Do you guys think that's real? Although Violet was not the last of the Whaley family to die within the home. Within the next 50 years, Anna Whaley died in the home in 1913. Next year, Frances Whaley died. She must not have been that old, poor baby. We have a big gap of about, I can't do the math in my head. In 1953, Lillian Whaley also passed away in the home. So now we have the baby Thomas, Violet, the mother Anna, Frances, and the child Anna, who all died within the home. One of the ghosts that is believed to haunt this house is first Thomas Jr. People claim to hear babies crying and baby screams within the home. On the second floor, people sometimes see a silhouette of a woman, and when they see her, they feel an immense feeling of, they say sorrow. I would probably say it's sorrow, remorse, grief, because even though she's going through a divorce, when people go through a divorce, it's actually you're going through a grieving process. And yeah, your husband or wife didn't die, but to that person, it is the same amount. If you look at the science, it is the same amount as a death. So I can imagine that people, when they go in there, they feel the pain that you would feel as if someone in your life died. That is just horrifying. Why would you want to go into this house? After this family left the house, other tenants went and moved in with families. It is believed some of these tenants could have died in the home and also haunt the home. People say when they go in the dining room, some people have saw apparitions of a small little girl child. Also in the music room or theater room, people can hear music being played. Creepy. Ghost pets. The Whaleys had a dog and a cat. I guess people see the shadows of these pets. Talking about this honestly terrifies me, you guys. To be honest, I hate Halloween. I'm gonna have a video coming out on Halloween about the Hotel del Coronado, which is also haunted and has a really unique history. But I get like so scared talking about this that like, oof, I'm gonna need to sage myself after this. After the house was done being used as a home, it was turned into a court. So there is a courtroom within the house, which a lot of people claim is very active. Some ghost investigators say it's like a vortex to the other side. Psychics have said there's a lot of activity in the home. Apparently, this whole house and courtroom, you can expect to at least feel scared. And last story I want to share about the Whaley House is a very famous one about a police officer. 37 years ago, a police officer got a phone call, a 911 call, about a woman crying outside the Whaley House. She was just like crying. So the police officer went there, and the only reason people know about this story is because when this police officer retired, he wrote this down in his report, and it was released once he was retired. Can you imagine? This police officer goes to the house. He goes to the back. He sees a woman. He sees her. It's not a shadow. He sees a woman, and she's crying. And he says that she was dressed in like old day attire. He asked the woman, "Are you all right?" To which the woman turned, smiled at him, didn't say anything. So he took his flashlight to shine on her, and she disappeared. Ugh, I can't talk anymore about this, you guys. But this is a little bit of the interesting history of the Whaley House in Old Town San Diego. I really would like to go there and tour this house. Unfortunately, I didn't have time to tour this with my family, and we were quite tired that day. We didn't really want to get off the tour. We just wanted to sit and relax and enjoy and see what areas we were interested to see, because we were in San Diego together for about 5 days. So this was the first activity we did on the first day. So yeah, that's a little bit about the Whaley House in Old Town. Leave some comments below. What do you guys think about this haunted house story? Would you go? And let's continue on with our trolley tour. The trolley tour of San Diego, and we have a little bit of the haunted history of the Whaley House. Please, please, please leave some likes, share my videos, comment if you have questions. If you guys have been following me, you know I live in San Diego. No, I live in Shanghai. I'm not Lebanese. Someone told me in the US I have a Lebanese accent. No, I'm American 100%. I went to California with my parents to celebrate my birthday and a little trip with them, which was really great. And I will have a couple more videos coming out about California, so stay tuned. I will have one about San Diego. I will have one on Hotel del Coronado, and I will publish this on Halloween because this hotel is also haunted and has a really interesting history of a couple ghosts there. Thank you so much for watching. I wish you all have a great week. If it's fall by you guys, stay warm, drink some hot chocolate, caramel apples, eat some caramel apples because I don't have any here and I love them. And let's get to today's unboxing. One more toy for my cats. This one is just supposed to be like a laser where I don't have to do it. So since it's nighttime, I thought I would try it out. Look at how cute this thing is. I don't know how much. I'll put the conversion, first the RMB and the conversion to USD on the bottom. This one also has like little things that like come out. How do I turn it on? Oh. So my dog Leona also likes lasers,